Hey everybody, National Guard 5 here. Sorry about the box in the background, but as the title implies, I finally was able to get some track power, and I'm using my dead Penty T1 to hold up the camera, that way it doesn't fall apart. That's Norfolk and Western 611. Unfortunately, it is the first loco right now that won't run. It only makes sounds on the track, but I'm going to try some other engines that have DCC. This is a DCC engine that I just picked up. I'm gonna try some other ones, so give me a minute to get them out. But the first one I'm gonna run, you saw in the thumbnail. I'll get them out in a second. Just getting the others out here in a minute. So I'm gonna just test to see which ones run and which ones do not. Because, I'd like to run something during these weird times. So just give me 1 second here. I'm just getting my last engine. There we go. I also got a little surprise for anyone that sticks it out for a while. Let's see. I see a couple of comments, but like the thing holding up the train's in the way. Let's see. What do people say? Anthony's here. Jonah is here. Hey, Anthony. Let everyone else know I'm doing a live stream. Informing, please. Okay, there we go. So, I got me a power pack. Came in the mail today, and here we go. So finally, I can run stuff like this guy. That's my ATSF Porter tank engine. I would make a longer train, but for now, this will do just fine. And yes, those are box cars from Mexico. One, the blue one's modern, the old one's like an old classic train box car. So there's that. I'll pick up the camera eventually, but I'm just doing a lap around the track, just watching it. Again, what I'm going to be doing here in a minute, folks, is testing my 3 other engines, see which ones can work, which ones can't. And there it is again. So I'm going to stop. And yeah, you can see this is all Mexico stuff. These 2 box cars. So let's move it back, and I'll switch out the engine. Hopefully the other 3 work. I would be disappointed if they didn't. Let's give it a try. So give me a second here. I'm going to switch out the Porter tank. I'll put him right there as the cars run away in the background. Come back! Alright. Oh, one of my smoke deflectors fell off. And it's a simple fix. There we go. I'm actually going to give that one a try first. Hopefully he works. So I'd be bitterly disappointed if it didn't work. Let's just try it, see if it works or not. Well, you can hear it. It's this guy. He's making noise, but he's not moving backwards or forwards, which is a little disappointing. I'm going to try a couple other engines here. I'm hoping at least one of them works. But even if it doesn't, I'm not going to fret over it or anything. I'll probably invest in some DC engines, but I just don't like diesel. I was about to say I don't like steam. I'd be like, what's wrong with me? Makes noise, but I don't know if I'm missing something. So when I turn it off, it doesn't do anything. I've got the knob all the way to the front here, and nothing's happening, so I'm a little disappointed. So I don't know what's going on there. Someone could tell me in the comments if I'm missing a component. Whoops. Am I missing a component? I don't know what's going on here. But that doesn't mean that I'm not trainless or anything like that. So I'll put the Santa Fe to one side. It's a little bit saddening. I'll probably grab me some DC engines a little later on. But, hopefully once this coronavirus blows over, things will be back to normal. Let me just grab this little guy. And you might have seen that little bonus engine here and there. Good, it's not on camera. I'm just trying it backwards. And I'll show you the track. It's a generic oval, but yeah. And someone let me know in the comments why the DCC engines don't run on DC. Because they make the noise, but they don't move, which is a little bit disheartening. And the thing I like about the Bachmann controller over the Hornby controller, according to Leo Kim video a couple of years ago, is I could probably put something metal down on the track, and it'll short, but it won't cause a huge problem or anything. But the thing I like too, let me just grab the camera here, is I can switch this no problem, and the train goes no problem, So there it goes. You might have seen that. I'm teasing the engine that hasn't been seen yet. Just to see how fast I can push these cars without derailing. There's the jewel of my fleet in DCC. I am actually I'm actually supposed to be getting another engine within the week. So there's at least one more engine. There it is in the back. There's the friggin' scrapyard, minus the two engines there. Santa Fe 3751 and Union Pacific. 844 are not scratched, but that poor Pennsylvania T1, some British coaches. Yeah, there's some in there that shouldn't be there. Alright, let's bring this to us. Whoa, I didn't mean to make it go fast. Let me put the camera down again. I don't know who's here still, but whatever, I don't mind. There is a car here that's a freight car here that's a little bit interesting. Let me just set these down here. And it's this one. This one, I forgot. I don't know who made this one, the one on screen. But it is a really unique. It's actually really unique. And yeah, you can see which engine I'm going to be showing off here in a second. It's on the left-hand side of the screen. Well, what's unique about this one, if I can, there we go. Bring the Porter tank back. What's interesting about it is it doesn't have a knuckle hook or anything. This guy, well, this freight car rather, has one of those old literal hook and chain. If I can push it slowly. Oh, wrong way. Give it a bump. There it is. It's a hook and chain coupler, which is a little bit odd. I don't know who made this. I might do a little research on it, maybe grab a couple more. But yeah, I find this particular freight car really interesting. And now, whoever the one person is, let the people know what I'm about to pull out next. Let me take the Porter tank off. I'll put him over here. And let's bring in the engine I've been talking about for the last 9 minutes. Get her on the track. There we go. There she is. It's Bachmann Emily. And I have to say, this is probably... I've seen other reviews of Bachmann Emily, especially Simir Ski. And I think Sam's Trains even did a review of this particular engine, and I gotta say, now that I have my own, it looks amazing. It really does. The one person who's still watching, let people know Bachmann Emily's on my channel. But yeah, this engine looks great. Yeah, it's a little bit basic, but I do like what they've done with the model. Obviously, when Bachmann gets where the Emily now is number 12, they'll obviously paint a number 12 right where my finger is. You know, it's been taking her since season 7 to get a number. One thing I kind of noticed was if I push down right about here, I think she's got some spring, like a suspension system. Oh, drive wheel came off. There's a suspension system like right where my finger is. If I push down on her, she actually bounces a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I think let me take a look real quick here. Let me just turn her over. It's hard to tell. And one thing that's kind of interesting, you know, the tender's just here because, but obviously here's her big drive wheel where she gets a lot of her power. And just like everything else, this wheel here is also powered, which is kind of interesting. I'm feeling this. Yeah, this particular wheel here has a spring in it, and the last wheel does too. The front and back wheels have a little bit of spring, so it's got a little suspension system in this model. And I'll go into why I like the Bachmann I know the people across the pond, as it's so often said, they call it Bachmann. I say Bachmann, you say Bachmann. I don't care. Um, but Bachmann Emily, she is probably one of the best looking of the range, alongside like I almost said her name again. Bachmann Edward and Bachmann James. You know, those engines look phenomenal. And I would say Bachmann Thomas does too. They all have their pluses and minuses, but the thing I like about Bachmann is they've always tried to get it as close to the TV version of of the model, you know, of the proper model used in the Thomas and Friends series. Bachmann's is a lot smaller, and there is a little downside. If I turn her around, she doesn't have a true cab, which is a little disappointing, because I think that's where the motor might be hiding. But she just looks so much better than her Hornbeak counterpart. Her Hornbeak counterpart is like something out of a nightmare or something like that. The Hornbeak model of Emily just looks all sorts of wrong. Her tender's a little basic too, but then again, that Bachmann is kind of known for that. And I'll get a train set up here, but I'm gonna start off with some actual British cars I have. So I'll move her forward. The neat thing about that little van I was talking about earlier, let me just move her back a little bit by hand. Let me bring this guy back in. Hello. What's neat about this one is I can actually I prefer it when the buffers are facing other buffers. I can hook it on like that, and I'll do a lap like this, and then I'll also do it where she's pushing it. So let's see which way she's gonna go. She's gonna push it. Let me turn it the other way. Yeah, the buffers on this particular freight car had fallen off, and the reason why, if I turn the camera, she's actually struggling a little bit to pull that car. That's because this car is actually fairly heavy. It's actually made out of metal, not plastic, which is kind of surprising. She can push it no problem, which I like. Only problem I'm noticing is that the buffers on that off screen, the buffers of the metal van got caught underneath her. So you gotta be careful about that. So I'll stop her and I'll give her a pull because the push is not working. Another thing I like about the Bachmanns is the fake hook couplers. They come in handy and they give it a little more actual meaning. Yeah, I know you're just seeing the give her a nudge. There we go. So I'm just giving her a run with one car, which is she's over there. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. I forgot I can do that. And yeah, another problem with Bachmann is they're a little bit underpowered. You can hear she's struggling a little bit with that one train. I just noticed all of the freaking yeah, you can hear she's struggling. If I pan the camera over, yeah, she's struggling a little bit. This is because the track itself, because I'm pushing down on it, it's actually elevated a little bit, so that makes it a little bit tougher for her to do stuff like this. I'll bring her by again, and yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the comments. I don't know why it didn't it didn't show up or whatever. I'll try maybe with 844 again, see if I can get it working. I don't know why. Oh, there we go again. Yeah, my track is a little bit elevated, so that's why they struggle on certain points of the track. And just bring her by again and stop. And I'll show you, see right there, it's a little hard to see, but there is in fact a chain. Let me move him out of the way. There you go. Right there you can see the chain, the hook and chain couple. Again, I don't know who built this. It works great, and I like that little detail or whatever. Let me zoom back out. There we go. Yeah, I would say the Hornby model, Anthony. It looks horrible. I don't know if Hornby guys were drunk or on weed, but it is a little bit scary. I will not lie. The only Hornby model I would say is decent is like Hornby Gordon. Hornby Gordon looks alright, but at the same time it's just like, okay then. I'm gonna build up a train here. Let me just move her back a little bit. I can't remember which way she's going. Let me move her backwards. And yeah, I am expecting another Bachmann model in the mail sometime this week. Let me just move her back. There we go. Along with a couple other pieces of rolling stock. So, you just switch the switch. Yes, giant hand. So here are some freight cars. I don't have that many as of now. But I have like 3 British trucks and a couple of... I have like 3 regular British cars or trucks. I know it's weird. Cars, trucks, SUVs, I don't care. I know I'm talking cars, but who cares? Anyway, let me just do a couple of switching arounds here. I'm going to build this train up like the Thomas and the Trucks arrangement. So you have a standard car, then you have that big green car. Let's see, Anthony. Yeah, that's what I heard, is they were trying to make it look like... And what does RWS mean? Sorry if I sound stupid ignorant. Yeah, I've heard RWS. I think TVS is TV series, but RWS always puzzled me, you know? It just doesn't make sense. So there's that. And then this car here actually has scrap wheels inside it. No, they did not come off an engine. They were off of older cars that have plastic wheels. And my Model Railroad Club, and I support this, banned all plastic wheels because some of the older club members realized, oh wait, plastic wheels dirty up the track and they cause all kinds of problems. So, you know, we've basically said to newer members, no plastic wheels, try to get them switched to metal as soon as possible. And I totally get that. I'm going to have to back up Emily because I realized I just built a train in front of her, but I don't care. Give her a second to go around the track. Alright, so there she goes. And I'll have her pull a couple of American cars, too. And to follow in the footsteps of what Conrail Fan 76 just said, in terms of that, you know, it's kind of beating a dead horse, or whatever. Oh, she stopped on the switch over there. As you can see here, I got this giant scrapyard, aside from the 2 Northerns at the end. Let me give her a nudge here. There we go. Yeah, she doesn't like switches when she's moving slow. Just bring it back here. There's Norfolk and Western 611 and the New York Central Hudson. And there's the power pack I was talking about, but it doesn't work with DCC, but I'll give it a try here in a second. And there we go. And she had a little trouble backing up on it, but let's give it a try. Move it forward. Here we go. Jonah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think they're going to update the Emily models, probably starting this year or something. This is my guess. with proper number 12 on her side. Though I feel bad for Eric now in Stories of Sodor and Stories in the States, as he's going to be shit out of luck. Let's see, give her a nudge again. There we go. And yeah, that's an American caboose, but whatever. I gotta give her a bit of a speed boost here, otherwise, yep. She's having trouble. You can hear her struggling. So, let's see if I can put 2 engines on. I've not done this. Let's see if I can get this guy to help out. Oh good, I can run 2 engines at the same time. That's perfect. So I'll have him. That's ATSF 2240. There we go. Hopefully I didn't derail her. Nope, no derails. It just sounds bad. Yeah, there she goes. Speed things up just a little bit. I'm not going to run it like this all the time. I'm just showing you this is what's going on. She's having a little bit of trouble. Oh, there she goes. I just realized the caboose came off. And let's see, no derails, thank goodness. Wow, I've been at this for 20 minutes. Hang on 1 second. This is a little odd. Let me zoom back out. Shoot, I can't. Oh, there we go. Took me a second to zoom back. There. That was weird. Anyway, let me grab the porter again, because he's stuck with the caboose. And I'll be bringing in, in the mail. I'm expecting a little bit more, not too much, but I'll have a proper caboose, because this one just fell off. Alright, let me go put the porter up front. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. More the merrier. Alright, let me try something incredibly dumb. I'm going to put the porter up front here. And because that hook couple actually works with the... I'm not going to lie here. This is how I'm achieving the cars holding on to the caboose in the back. So there we go. I got her ready. Let's see if this works or not. It may work, it may not. So far, so good. Nope, porter ditched her. The porter's like, I'm out of here. I'll come push. But it is good to know that I can do stuff like this. And I'm gonna also try something here. Alright, so there goes the porter. Again, that's ATSF 2240. Coming up to push. The motor on Emily, I will admit, I did buy it. I did get Emily used, so she's not mint, but she's good enough for me. So there's the porter tank, giving her a push. Again, the reason why Emily is struggling on the track is because the track is actually slightly upwards, and then when she goes down, she can go a lot faster. And once again, the porter has the caboose that I just find hilarious. Let me take him off. I'll take him off for now. Zoom back in. There we go. Bring more people in. I'm almost done here, though. Let me actually put the porter as the camera stand, so to speak, that way it doesn't fall over. Actually, it'd be better if I use the... Jonah, he is, but I realized that I still have the casting call video up. Please, and anyone who joins, just leave your auditions in the casting call video only, because it does get a little bit... I'm not mad, but it does get a little irritating when it's like, I see those comments. I'm not mad at anybody, but it's more like, just just leave the audition for who you want to voice in my series. Leave that in that video only, okay? I'm not mad, I'm just saying how it is. I don't like when people are asking, oh, can I voice, can I voice? I'm like, by all means, go ahead, but ask in the casting call video. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I'm just trying something here, because I have a piece of track here that's a little bit interesting. I'm just putting the cars down right now. Alright, I'm gonna back up Emily. And just like Sam's Trains mentioned, she is a little finicky when it comes to switches. Alright. I just switch the switch right in front of her, and that's the track I was talking about. I'm gonna see if it has any track power. I think it does. It's like Toby's Tightroad. I'm just trying something here. She derail? No, she didn't. Let's just see. That siding might be a little dirty too. And how about that? She made it. Just give her a little nudge and almost hit the buffers right in front of her. Back her up. Yeah, I think the siding might be a little dirty, so that's why she's bumping along the track here. Let me stop her. I'll put this camera down. There we go. Let me clean that siding real quick. I have some cleanup wipes or whatever. Just trying this. Let's get a little tape. It's not closing properly. Oops, and I uncoupled the freaking track. It's a lot of fun. If I can get some straights and pull something like this off, that's going to be a ton of fun for me. Recreating stuff like Toby's Tightrope and other perilous moments on rails. I mean, I can't do like railroad videos like other people can, where they are able to make full-fledged stories and whatnot. That stuff's hard for me. I just like to make videos because that's just how I am. I'm planning to get a couple other models in the near future, but because of what I've heard with like unemployment insurance and whatnot being a little bit uncertain, it's gonna be a little weird. And oh, I just realized I can have Emily pull something, but again, I'm gonna go for that siding. Yeah, the virus has this place in a really weird state. Oh, wrong way. Let's try this again. I just cleaned the track. And she made it! Yay! Yeah, I'm thinking if I could paint this blue or something and make like a river underneath or something, that'd be fun. I just cleaned the track so she handles a whole lot better over that track. Alright, there's one coach I'm gonna try using with her. Set this down. Actually, I think there's two I can use. If I can find them. Well, not too small. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find the right wheels, but well, I'll still put it down. I'll only do a lap with it until I get some proper wheels, so yeah. Just bear with me. Oh, and then I realized it doesn't even have the right couplers. Oh well. Oh wait, that gives me another idea. 1 second here. Oh. There we go. Alright, now I got a proper something behind her. Alright, let's give her a spin. Is she going the right direction? Yes, she is. And there's the proper coach behind her. I'll give her a couple of laps with just pulling this one coach. Although technically this green car here could double as a baggage car. Let's see how well she does on one coach. Again, she might struggle because of the... Yep. She's struggling only because of the uneven elevation. So I'll probably try to get that fixed. If I can give her a full head of steam, that might help her out. And what's weird is that neither Emily... Well, obviously the Bachmann trains normally, though. Neither Emily or Porter here have traction wheels. I gotta put him off the track, because if I start moving, he's gonna go headlong into the buffer over there. Let's give her a full head of steam and see if that helps her. And it does. Let's give her a little more juice. She'll probably make it over that. There we go. But not too fast. Alright. Yeah, it's that corner there, and then the corner behind the box. I'll get rid of this box here in a little bit. Those two corners are the high points, and that's what makes Emily here struggle a little bit. I'm going to give her one more load here. Again, I'm using my old Penty T1, which has decoder problems. I need to get that fixed. I'm going to uncouple that from her. There we go. Let's put this on. This would be like the baggage car, so to speak, even though it's only one coach, but whatever. There we go. And there's that. Okay, let's try this again. Wait, who are the two people that are still here? Say hi. I forgot your names already. Alright, give her a little bit of juice. And... Alright, she made it. Sounded like she came off the track, but she didn't. Give her a little more juice. She's good when she's fast. Again, it's right there where she starts making the uphill climb that she has a little bit of struggle. But it's understandable. Once she goes downhill, then it's like smooth sailing. So that's Emily. There's another engine coming this week, like I mentioned in the mail. I'm just really happy I have something to do other than like play video games and stuff all day. I'm actually going to give Emily a little spin with maybe one American freight car. And while I'm at it, I'll try a coach. Let me try this coach here. It's a simple one. We put her back on the track. I am so happy that I can finally have some fun other than play video games and stuff like that. Not that there's anything wrong with video games, but you don't get the same kind of feel, you know, as you would with model trains. And I will admit, it is a little pricey from time to time, but sometimes you can get a good deal from a buy, you know. Alright, I think it's in. Alright, that is a Wabash coach behind her. I'm just being stupid in experimentation. I'll also try her out with one lap pushing a couple things. Let's give this a try. There she goes around the corner. Whoa! That didn't sound right. Oh, I know why. I know why she derailed. I think it was because that Wabash coach pulled her tender over and thus derailed her. So I think what happened was, if I go back for a little bit of a post-derail analysis, so she was coming along the track, and again, this is just my assumption here. She comes along the track, you know, she's coming along fine, and I'm going to need something to hold my train up. Let me move Norfolk and Western. Rise! There we go. I'll just put him up against the screen. That way the screen doesn't fall. There we go. So I think what happened just now on live, we'll do it live, is Emily was coming along the corner here, and because of that coupling behind her, whoops, I just bumped the It's the bed that the rail is on. I think what happens is because the hook was in the knuckle couple, if I can get it in there. Come on. There, let's just say it's in there. I think what happens once it started turning, because the coach wasn't as mobile as the engine. I think what happens is it made it push into the track like this. And once Emily started hitting the curve, she didn't jump, but right there, I think that's what caused what happened. She was still pulling it, but that coupler basically forced her tender off the track. So note to self, unless it's a hook couple, don't have don't unless it's like a freight car, it's a bad idea, because I think the coach's couple is also a little bit back in the coach itself. So re-rail Emily, here we go. So coaches, I don't think will work with British trains, but I'll have that little porter tank in a minute here pull that coach. I'm gonna try with maybe one cattle car here. I don't know. I think they're stock cars over in. I think they're called stock cars here in the States. I think the British guys call them cattle trucks, and I'm just like, okay then. Call it what you want. I don't care. All right, I'm gonna try Emily pulling one cattle car. Or pushing if it doesn't work. It's a little hard to do on the curve here. Let me try again. Move this coach out of the way. Yeah, just toss it. Alright, let's try this on the straight. It might work, it might not. Again, I just like to experiment. Doesn't look like she wants to. I don't know if I can kind of push it down. Right, I think I got it. Let me try moving her. Is the same thing happening? No, and that car is incredibly light, so I don't think she'll have too much trouble moving around the track here. She's doing good with that cattle car. Yeah, she's doing good. Perfect lap. No issues with that cattle car. I think it just depends on the style of car and the style of coach. Now, Anthony mentioned, let me try putting down the Hudson here. See if I can get it to move. If not, I'm feeling I might be missing a piece. Alright. She's on. Now that I think about it, I might be able to get a little smoke out of it. It's worth a shot. If I get the smoker. I feel like this thing's gonna. Oh, I see what I need to do. I need to chop it off or something. I just realized it's capped, so I can't really use the smoke fluid at the moment. Let me try something here. Yeah, I'm trying what you mentioned, Anthony, and it's not moving. Yeah, I tried moving it, Anthony, and it didn't work. The only thing that's working are the sounds on this thing. I'm pushing it all the way to max, and it's not working. So I think what I need is maybe an add-on or some kind of DCC controller here at home for those kinds of engines. But I did decide to do something on the fly here. Because I don't know why. I'm only doing a lap because it's got plastic wheels. So here we go. because plastic wheels, my friends, can dirty up a track. That makes, like, at my railroad club, I could pull that Pullman that the Porter's pulling along with that one British coach. Yeah, it'd be a little bit odd to see these two together. But it is possible, because I do want to point out something that was mentioned to me early on. I don't know if you can see it, but I stopped the coach right where you can see the camera. And the thing that my railroad club also mentioned that we can't exactly run, and, nothing against them. Initially, I was upset because, I like to be creative. But nowadays, I look back, I'm like, wow, I was an idiot back then. I'm saying to me. Because I know there's some Railroad Club members that watch my videos. I'm not saying you're in the wrong. I was in the wrong back in the day, and I have adjusted since then. But basically what they were saying was, I can run this kind of axle configuration. I think that's a 2-axle. Let me just move over to this guy here. You have even this, like 1, 2, 3 axles, but that's on the tender. What they don't want is like 2 axles. Where it's only one wheel on each axle part or something. They don't want that because, in the United States, you don't really have 2-axle cars. What I mean by 2-axle is something like this. Oh, I just realized I was stuck on there. Get off. This is a 2-axle car. And, these are fine for running at home. And I think in some model railroad clubs, they allow these, but for how do I word this? Like 2-axle cars, for the most part, are not allowed at my model railroad club. Because, I don't remember the United States, unless like way back in the day, we ran 2-axle cars. We might have at one point, but it's just very unlikely from the United States. This is more in Britain. It's unprototypical, and I understand that now. But I kind of feel the one exception would be if I were to use a Bachmann Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle, then maybe that would work. But for the most part, no 2-wheel cars. They're not real prevalent in the United States. They're mainly just in Europe and I think parts of Russia, maybe? I can't remember. But yeah, the point of that little tangent was basically 2 axles or more is fine. 4-axle cars like this one, even though it's a British Pullman, those are fine. Oh, by the way, that just made me think of Andrew and the Coaches, where you can have an engine like this. I just mention it real quick. You can have an engine like Porter, who was rebuilt for serving British Rail. Because, he's a light. This guy's pretty light in terms of an engine. And, he could come up, and, I'm just thinking of, I was shunting some Pullman coaches. Well, there's a Pullman coach right there. And, you'd have to fit in with buffers and the proper stuff. But these little guys could work on British loading gauge. He wouldn't decimate the rails. He might have made them bow out originally. But because of his size and stature, he wouldn't cause a whole lot of trouble. And yeah, it was weird seeing Norfolk and Western coaches. I don't want to beat a dead horse or anything. But yeah, just glossing over that real quick. This is the engine that Optimus Prime 2471 could have used, which would be okay. The American counterpart to his OC. And like I said, you ought to have, for those that are watching, you ought to have, if you have a British OC, like a repainted Thomas OC, have an American OC like this guy, to kind of make it even. And yeah, this would make more sense here, because this is a Wabash coach, and here's the Porter engine. This would have made more sense with Andrew and the Coaches, instead of being on the island of Sodor. I think because it was on the island of Sodor, you had American stuff on British rails. If it was the other way around, it'd be no problem. And my stinking, Jonah, I tried doing that a minute ago, where this guy was trying to push and pull my Dreyfuss Hudson, and nothing happened, which is weird. But yeah, I tried everything. I think I need like a DCC controller or a DCC add-on, something like that. But because of that, I'm not saying it's a total loss. I'm just glad I can run trains again. I'll probably get myself like a little bit of a bigger engine, like a Mogul, not Jane's Mogul, but like an American engine, to kind of make things a little bit better. In the meantime, though, I might just do some random videos regarding this. And yes, there's a giant scrapyard back here. I love it. But anyway, guys, I am so glad I can run trains again. Catch you guys next time.